I was speaking at an expo in the middle part of the country last week, and I had an owner, actually a fractional owner of a pretty large general contracting firm, pull me aside and kindly ask me this question: how do I get buy-in from my partners? Oh, what a great question. I thought it was something that we need to spend just a couple of minutes going over right here on the Business on Purpose podcast. Make sure not to go any farther than mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy. If you've not taken the healthy assessment in the last 6 months to understand the health of the back end of your business, go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy. Listen, partners are hard. Partnerships are hard. I've heard it said this way before: the only ship that doesn't sail is a partnership. See, partnerships sound great in theory. They're almost a no-brainer structure for a small business in many cases. Think about it. You get 2 or more minds, 2 skill sets, and twice the available time. That in many cases can lead to an exponential outcome. You also typically get 2 visions, 2 opinions, and divergent expectations. And so many partners function just enough, but they don't thrive, and you might be in one of those. In the hundreds of partnerships that we've been exposed to, we've really only seen about 2 that can seriously claim that the business is in far better shape due to the partnership than without. I met with a startup excavating contractor who thoughtfully and enthusiastically really laid out his plan for his young business, including the threshold levels that would be achieved in order for a second person to be given, you heard me right, given 49% of this youthful company. Well, of course, my first question to this eager and excited business owner was, hey, has this been formally agreed upon and in writing? The answer came back with less enthusiasm. Yes, it has. Now, this owner assured me that the friend, soon-to-be owner, would bring skill sets that the founder himself does not have. Well, while I'm sure that is very true, often it will also force the owner to miss out on lessons that could be crucial for him or to her to learn up front that will be buffered and absorbed now by somebody else. Nonetheless, the deal's inked. So the next question becomes, how do I work with a partner in a synergistic, agreeable, valuable, and productive way? There are a few different things, but I'm thinking of 3 non-negotiables of working in a co-owner environment that must be committed proactively. First, you've got to write down and co-write a multi-page vision story that defines the future snapshot of the business. Where there is a vacuum of vision, in other words, where it doesn't exist, a business and its people become chaff, subject to the various swirls of the wind, and will be blown in a variety of non-congruent directions. You will scatter. Once written, the partners will be well served to review that written vision no less than every other month together, formally, and make appropriate adjustments based on that new information. The partnership is akin to a boat floating out on an ocean in need of an immovable lighthouse, reminding each of the unified direction of the business as life evolves and emotions manipulate. We live in the low country of South Carolina. We've got a series of rivers around here, and those rivers have incoming and outgoing tides. Well, when you look straight down at the water from your boat, it doesn't look like you're moving. But when you look up at the horizon, which is still, all of a sudden you realize what direction you're going and you're scattering. This regular review of the vision offers each owner a reminder of the agreed upon direction, along with an opportunity to clarify that direction as time moves on, and not in a shocking way. So the first element of great partner relationships and the ability to get the attention of the other partner, write down a co-authored vision story. The second, the partnership must prioritize a dedicated face-to-face check-in no less than once monthly. Now, this check-in should incorporate predetermined questions that will uncover desires and blind spots, encouragement and frustrations, and will be a platform to have that conversation that each may wish to avoid. This meeting will be easy to bypass due to the busyness or an apathetic, well, we're okay, we're fine, we're good for now. This meeting should be non-negotiable. No matter how good or bad the relationship is going in the moment, preset on each calendar and no excuses should be able to be allowed for retreat. Now, the third element to help maintain the communication channel of a partnership, and that may be the biggest takeaway of all with all of this, open communication channel of the partnership. But that third element is that each partner needs a written, non-owner job role that supports the organizational day-to-day of the business, unless, of course, that part owner is not going to play a role in the day-to-day business. And if that's the case, that needs to be clearly spelled out. Most partnerships play the excuse card of, well, we're too busy to have job roles. We just need to get it done. Well, this is an endless cycle of chaos and inefficient busy work, which leads to bitterness because inevitably and always, one partner will perceive themselves to be working far harder in the business than the other partner. Each partner needs a written job role, and that role should carry a salary, and that role should carry an ideal weekly schedule. Are you full-time, and what does that full-time look like? Are you part-time? What does that part-time look like? And the salary should be fair and reasonable and reflective of that role. All partners should be compensated in two channels, salary and owner draws, and those should be separate. The partner salary may include incentive compensation based on the role and is the salary that the partner budgets her life around. The owner draws should be scheduled throughout the year with predetermined draw schedules or agreements. Best example I could give you, Mike McCallowitz, the author of Profit First, recommends setting up a bank account entitled, quote, Profit. A set percentage of receivables gets swept into the profit account by the textbook twice monthly. Some do it more frequently, some less. And then the first day of each quarter, let's just call it April 1 or July 1 or October 1. Your quarter dates can be whenever they want, but those are just example. On that first day of the quarter, the owner draws 50% of whatever is in the profit account. Now, you can coordinate whatever draw schedule you would like, but it should be predetermined, written, and followed with no exceptions. Money disagreements will implode a good partnership with swift expediency, and most never see them coming until indeed it is too late. When a partnership has a collective vision, a means of regular communication, and clarity of the day-to-day role, then that partnership has the necessary channels for partner communication, setting the stage for a thoughtful flow of your ideas, your thoughts, your concerns, your desires, and dreams to be heard, vetted, and decided upon. Partnerships of any kind are hard because they involve the movable and oft unpredictable variable of emotion and subjectivity. Not all is black and white, but there are foundations of understanding that can be poured well in advance of an emotional hurricane. Now, when you enter a partnership, you willfully give up certain levels of predictability and controls. Now, you can fight to maintain 100% autonomy, which will end in a 100% meltdown. Or you can set a course of pre-planning, clarity, and frequency of communication. And in a partnership, that's the one voice you do have.